Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome, I'm Chris, and today I'm going to be looking at a lifespan of fragrances of 30 years actually, of a very particular designer called Karl Lagefeld. He's a German-born person, an artist I should say, who's been active for various designer houses like Fendi, Chanel, Chloe, and his own Karl Lagerfeld brand. And under this Karl Lagerfeld brand, he has released good few fragrances in the male and female line since 1978. I'm going to be concentrating on the male fragrance line starting from 78 until 2008, so 30 years of male fragrances branded by Karl Lagerfeld. And I'm not going to be looking at the new releases that there are now, because that's sort of a different story. So let's start with the year of 1978. And before I do that, a few words about Karl Lagerfeld himself. He's an icon in Germany. They call him König Karl, King Karl. He's a very well-read man, very much into arts, photography, and he's a very well-read man. I've seen several interviews and documentaries about him. He has a huge library, and he speaks about 5 or 6 languages or even more. Incredible man. He has a great cat called Choupette for a number of years now, and up to this day, above 80, he's very much active in the business. He's running the business himself, multitasking every day. He is just fantastic. If you see him talk, it's just an inspiration. So I really adore him, man. Great guy, great artist, and great human being. Also, starting now with the fragrances, 1978, Ron Vingrad is the nose on the fragrance called, at the time they called it Lagerfeld Cologne. Now it's called Lagerfeld Classic. This is the reformulated bottle. It's a woody, oriental, spicy woody, very successful fragrance. And it has been changed due to the reformulation, but it still has this fantastic, very special character to it. It makes it easily recognizable, and it's really something that, you know, has this amazing lifespan of over 30 years now. It's still very much out on the market. Lagerfeld Classic it's called now. Lagerfeld Cologne they called it in 78 and during the 80s. I'm happy it's still available, although the reformulation is not as good as the original was. Then the next decade seen the release of KL Homme. I've reviewed this fragrance earlier, and it's an oriental spicy, very warm, very cozy fragrance, almost gourmand to me. It's totally relaxing. It's very much 80s fragrance, yet it's to me it's a bit timeless. It's really about more of a mood than a fragrance. It's less successful than the classic one. I don't see it much around, but it's very much worth the attention. KL Homme from 1986. I like it a lot. Then the 90s came along, and his passion for photography has been captured in this particular fragrance called Lagerfeld Focal. This is actually the original bottle, not the reformulated one. There's a reformulated one with different letters, white letters, actually smelling a bit different than the original. This one is fantastic, very aromatic, mandarin, benzoin, mossy, quite heavy yet fresh, and very elegant fragrance. Lagerfeld Focal, the name comes from his passion for photography, and in the ad there was Kim Basinger being photographed, and that was the ad in 1990 when this fragrance came out. I love that I used it in the coming years. I reach for it because I really like this fragrance. That's actually a story. You see, again, it's the same shape that Karl Lagerfeld has actually designed himself with the cap like this, the same like the classic one, you know. The bottle designed by Karl Lagerfeld, and I was once, when I was passing, I had this bottle in my bag at the airport. I was passing through the gates there. Detector showed on the screen this thing, you know, and they've seen just this on the screen, and they asked me to open my bag and pack it out because they thought it's a hand grenade, and it's true story. It happened in Budapest airport, and then I pulled this out and I said, well, it's not a hand grenade, is a bloody fragrance, right? And then actually the girl said, well, yeah, I actually do like my boyfriend wears this great fragrance. It was almost like a commercial. It was fantastic. So I even got into trouble because of Lagerfeld Focal. And very good comments I received on this while wearing it. Then 1998 is the next year, and Hamburg, which is the native city of Karl Lagefeld. In Hamburg he owned a villa called Jaco, and the fragrance is called Jaco. And it's a very plum, very sweet, powdery, plum-based fragrance. Very nice, less successful than the others. Yet it's a great wear if you wanna be smelling like almost like a plum cake. It's very much like that. I still wear it from time to time, but not very often. Still, it's an aroma that instantly transports you back to those days in the late 1990s. 1998 was the year. Lagerfeld Jaco. Then the new century brought a fragrance called Lagerfeld Man in cooperation with Christine Nagel, who is great doing peppery fragrances, and this one is very much a peppery fragrance. I think white and black pepper and every sort of pepper is in here, and it has been inspired by Lagerfeld's passion for freshly ironed, high collar white shirts. And this is supposed to be representing the smell when you iron a white shirt. I'm sure he's not ironing his white shirts himself, but he may still smell them. And it really gives you off that sort of fresh, clean vibe, and it's been done with pepper. It's an amazing job by Christine Nagel. 2003 was the year. Hardly available now, but fantastic fragrance. I really like this one. I used it a lot on my honeymoon in Las Palmas. Then 2008 has arrived, and there was a trilogy of fragrances coming out called Capsule. And there was a Capsule Woody, Capsule Light, and Capsule Floriental. I only have the Capsule Woody because I liked it the most from the three, but the idea was to combine these three unisex Capsule Woody, Capsule Light and Capsule Floriental fragrances with each other and have some fun with it and experimenting and all that. This particular fragrance, Capsule Woody, it's a woody, light woody, very much powdery unisex fragrance, which I like. I don't love it, but I wear it from time to time because it's a really nice smell. So it's nothing wrong about it. Longevity is good as well as on all with these. It's the quality, projection, sillage, longevity is all good, if not very good with Karl Lagerfeld. So that was my lifespan Karl Lagerfeld fragrance lifespan review in regards to male fragrances, male releases between 1978 and 2008. I'll be back. I wish good health to Karl Lagerfeld and Choupette, and I'll be back soon with more reviews. Thanks very much for your attention. Take care, and Viva Karl Lagerfeld.